So I'm on my way to the hospital from home for my evaluations for living kidney transplant evaluations. I got a good feeling that everything's gonna go well. Piper started home dialysis. I think this is I want to say the 5th night. The first 2 nights were pretty bad. Liz and I felt like we were hooking her up to like an hourly torture machine. So what's going on is there's a tube connected to her in her abdomen. So I guess the peritoneal canal. You get your organs and then a membrane and then where the tube is and then your muscles and your skin. So it fills fluid into that canal. It's dextrose, I believe. And that pulls fluid to it. So it's a cycle of a fill, a dwell, and then a drain. So the first night, every drain was just like very uncomfortable for her. And you feel like you have your hands tied because you feel like you have to let the cycle go because, you know, that's what the experts set it up to be. But so the liquid goes in, fluid goes in, and then it's a dwell, and it dwells for like almost an hour. And then when it drains, she doesn't feel anything until the end of the drain because it's sucking out stuff. So I can't imagine what it feels like. But you can see her cringing. It's like, oh. So that first night, every drain was like torture. So we talked to them and then they adjusted, like, okay, we'll adjust it to hopefully it won't be so bad. But then the next night, every fill was just too much. They were just filling her with too much. She was feeling uneasy and bloated and getting pains in her shoulder because it was just like too full. She was getting too much fluids into her. So it's like, what the hell's going on here? We were sold on this because it's more gentle, that's all we were told. It's more gentle, it's every night, you can pull fluids, on a regular basis. And it's like, okay, well, that'll be better because she's not taken to the HD very well. And, in my mind, I'm like, what the hell is this? This is torture. It's not more gentle, So they adjust again, not fill so much. And it's been a little better. I was just with her on her last drain, and right now the way they have it set up is like it's real. There's 2 cycles. There's altogether 9 cycles, and it's over 9 hours. And the way it is now is she takes to it really well, but there's the 5th and the last drain is still, it's like it's trying to get as much out as possible. And when you're sitting with her, and I was able to just sit with her for her very last drain, and that's the one where she's like kind of feeling it, asked her, I'm like, you want me to stop it? A couple times, and she's just like, she's just taking it because she's a warrior, you know. She knows that she needs to get it out, but she also knows that it's uncomfortable. So the other thing that we're sold on is, you know, over time, she's gonna get more used to it, and you know, being the 5th day in, it's not as bad as it was the first 2 nights. As far as I know, you know, she's sleeping. The first 2 nights, Liz laid in the bed with her, and you know, neither of them slept. And that first night I was setting an alarm to wake up to be in there with her every drain. And that's kind of weird. You start to get to a heavy sleep and then you wake up and then you're just like in this weird zombie state, you know? So I can't imagine, you know, Liz and Piper not sleeping at all those first 2 nights. So the at-home PD is a challenge thus far. It's a lot of, you know, tubes and bags of fluid, very sterile procedures. You know, for example, when you're gonna hook her up to her, she has one, I'll call it a port, where when you connect to her, you gotta have the door closed, you gotta have your mask on, you wash your hands, well, I should say, you know, in order. You put your mask on, you go and turn off we have the air on, you turn the air off, you turn every fan off. Go wash your hands with antiseptic soap, real good. Go into her room, close the door without touching anything, hand sanitize, and then you get 2 pieces of gauze. You have to lay them out nice, you don't want them to touch anything. You put on this, it's called Alka-Vis, it's basically bleach, I guess. Put that on one gauze, and then you need to scrub. It's like a port, it's like this long. You have to scrub this thing for 1 minute, constantly. So you have to time yourself, scrub it for a minute. And you have to have a cap ready, you know, when you're taking her off. You have to have a cap ready. And when you undo it, grab the cap, and once you undo it, that thing cannot touch anything. You can't hold it straight up because you don't want any dust falling on it. It has to be really quick. Like, I was like, hold my breath. I'm like, you just don't want that thing open. You don't want it open for any longer than necessary, but you also don't want to go too fast to where you touch something. Because if she got an infection, that would be terrible. So, yeah, there's a whole to do. Maybe I'll take some pictures and maybe do some videos of that process. Yeah, it's a whole medical procedure, you know. But you know, we keep thinking of the plus sides of not having to have her drive up north 3 times a week. Feel like crap for those 3 hours, you know. But you know, right off the bat, it's like, oh, we're gonna do it at home, and then okay, so now you get tortured through the night. So it wasn't a good time. First few nights. She's starting to take to it a little better, I suppose. She's sleeping, but you know, she gets up and she's tired. And anybody that knows Piper for a very long time knows that naps aren't cool. She doesn't dig naps. She never has. toddler years, she feels like she's gonna miss out on something. She doesn't do naps, so it's weird to have her be like, I'm gonna go to sleep for a little bit to take a nap. But I haven't done a video in a while, so I figure I better do one while I have some time. Driving to the hospital now. I got a bunch of tests to do today, so I haven't eaten anything. I'm supposed to just drink clear liquids, or right before the first test, it's just water. So I drank like a pint of water. I need to drink another pint of water because you're supposed to have at least 32 ounces in you. Maybe I'll put on the screen the itinerary and have that printed out. But I have a good feeling. I've always kept my head on the fact that I'm going to be the donor. So I'm just going to keep my head there. And, yeah. Maybe I'll add on to this throughout the day. I just wanted to put down my thoughts a little bit. And, yeah, I'll let it go there. I'll probably have a lot of downtime, so in the hospital. I don't know if I'll be able to do any more videos. I'm not the type that's like feels comfortable holding my phone and talking to the video with like when it's kind of loud and a bunch of people around. But whatever. Yeah. Any good thoughts? Any good vibes? Much appreciated. But about to get on the Dan Ryan on 95th Street. So I should be at the hospital. There's no traffic. Probably like it's 6:40 in the morning. So I should be there by 7. Easy. I'll let it go there. So thank you guys. Love you. And I'll fill you in later. Bye. I had labs and an EKG done at one spot, and then I came over. I'm in the middle of getting a GFR test. So they injected me with dye, and then I laid under an imaging thing for 10 minutes, and then they're going to, I gotta wait 40 minutes, and then they do another image. And I think that's it for this GFR, and then I can eat something. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.